And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. The day has finally come. The Texas Education Agency, TEA, has made a shocking move. It was announced TEA would be taking over and taking control of HISD, the Houston Independent School District. Now, we first broke this news last week on The Factor, last week before anyone else. We have live reaction in a moment here in the studio, but first, we hear from State Representative Ron Reynolds, who gave us the exclusive last week that HISD would be definitely taken over by the state. Let's hear from him.
I'm not going to miss my words. This is a white Republican takeover. I have a lot of respect for Commissioner Moraff. He's only doing what he's told to do. This comes from the top, from Governor Abbott and the MAGA extremists that are running the state of Texas right now, that are doing the same nonsense that I've been talking to you about. Getting rid of DEI, critical race theory, taking away women's right to choose, taking away voting rights. So this is more of the same in this, but unfortunately this hits harder because this involves our kids. This involves our future, our students. And so we're all pissed off about this. There are a few people who are celebrating right now, but they're mostly the MAGA Republicans that are in charge of the state right now. Those are the only people that I think celebrating. I think that it's a dark day for the teachers. I've talked to the teachers union. I talked to Jackie Anderson, who is pissed off. I've talked to the bus drivers union, the custodians. They're pissed off. Retha Thomas, I talked to her. I've talked to Bishop Dixon. I've talked to the rank and file, the grassroots of HISD. They're not happy. The parents, they're not happy. The only people I know are celebrating are many of those white Republicans that are now going to be running a majority minority black and brown school district.
Our guests are here, HISD trustee and AK board member Kathy Bluford Daniels, former educator in HISD Angela Box, parent Lauren Simmons Mitchell, and the damn queen is here, former HISD school board member Carol Mims Galloway. Oh, glad to have you. And we are glad we got you out tonight. But first, Angela, let's talk with what Ron Reynolds said in his soundbite. This is a white Republican takeover of a black and brown school district. Your thoughts on that as a former teacher?
Yeah, as a former teacher in a very tough school, I might add. What is remarkable to me is to see how the left continues to double down on failure when what we have is a situation where black and brown students are not being served by this district. We have out of control chaos, behavior problems, discipline problems that are out of control. Discipline is being meted out according to skin color. That is happening. We have students that have a college readiness of 29% district-wide. This is a situation where it is the soft bigotry of low expectations, which is what the left continues to double down on. And instead of getting back to basics and getting back to reading, writing, spelling patterns, math facts, expected behavior standards, the left is rending their garments and having a hissy fit and saying this is a Republican takeover. But I will tell you this, the fact that Lena Hidalgo, Sylvester Turner, Sheila Jackson Lee, Rodney Ellis et al., and the entire HISD board minus 2 people are freaking out about this tells me I am on the right side of history, and this is going to be a great takeover for the children of HISD.
All right, let's hear from current HISD trustee Kathy Bluford Daniels.
And thank you for that. Thank you for having us in different opinions. And let me just say, first of all, I am a product of HISD schools. I am a product of Phyllis Wheatley High School. So we're not dumbing down our kids. I live in the community, and I'm around the children consistently, constantly, every day, at the gas station, under the bridge where they're selling water bottles. So all we want is better for our children, the same equity across the board. We don't want our kids to keep leaving our communities going to the west side. And in order to do that, we have to have the appropriate programs in our communities to retain them. Because, you get students that transfer to other campuses, and after they fulfill their need, which sometimes sports oriented, after that happens, then they're sometimes ready to transfer them back to their home schools. So my actual ask has been, when the children transfer, rather than have the money transfer with the children, leave half the money at the school, in the community school that they're assigned to.
And Kathy, I don't think the average viewer knows that when you're talking about money moving with a child, what does that mean?
That means that if for every child the state gives a share of money, and the HISD gives a share of money per student allocation. And so when the student transferred to, let's say, Isaiah Carey's campus on the west side, the money goes with the student. That's important because that money is used and allocated for each one of those campuses to hire teachers, hire custodians, whatever is necessary to run that campus. It's called decentralized. So the money goes to that campus. And after October the 31st, if that child has been counted at that campus and they have an issue, whereas they suspend them or send them back to their home campus, the money remains at the campus that they initially attended from August until October. Therefore, if you've got 100 kids that are sent back to their home campus, that's 100 kids that loses that money that's allocated for them. So that 100 kids would equate to 4 teachers.
Wow.
And there's not money there to support those the hiring of those 4 teachers.
And Carol Mims-Galloway, former HISD trustee, when you heard all of this was happening, that HISD was being taken over by the state, what were your thoughts on this?
Well, I knew they were going to take it over. I finished on the board during the time when we began to see what was going to take place. And right after I stepped down from the board of HISD, they talked about it, and the state was coming in. So I knew this because the schools in the district that I represent, same one that Kathy represents now, those schools were low performance. And I knew then that they eventually was going to be taken over, but Representative Dutton had to put in a amendment to one of the laws on the books in order for this to happen. And that's what he did. That's what happened. He put in the law where in 5 years, if a school remained low performance, the state can come in and take over the entire district.
And when you saw the state come in, did you feel like this was the right move?
At the time, didn't have any communication with the superintendent in the district that I represent.
And I heard that where Representative Dutton made several efforts to reach out to the superintendent at that time.
Yes.
And he would not talk to Representative Dutton. And so Dutton came up with this legislation to make them accountable.
That's correct. I was with him, and I was in those, trying to get the superintendent to meet with Representative Dutton to say what he was going to do. But we kept having turnovers and turnovers in those particular schools. We had 3 and 4 different principals, and I was on the board at that time. And it was continuous turn. When he came here, I was here, one of the persons on the board, when he was hired. And when he came
We'll let you finish in just a second.
Okay.
We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back after this.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. The wheels are officially in motion for one of the largest school takeovers ever. The Texas Education Agency confirmed it will be taking over HISD. TEA Commissioner Mike Morath says the current board will be replaced sometime in June. Our panelists are here. Lauren Simmons, you're a parent out there in the school district. Your thoughts on this move?
So, as a parent, I'm heartbroken. I'm very frustrated, and I feel like I have some tough decisions to make. I have 2 children in HISD schools. I'm a product of HISD schools. My son actually attends the school that I graduated from. I'm a very proud 3rd Ward High Jack Yates Lion, and this just feels like an attempt to take power away from the parents, our decision-making ability, and it's undemocratic on its face.
And Kathy, let's bring you back in. We just read in June, trustees elected by the people like yourself, like Carol once was, you guys won't have a decision anymore. Any input on how this school district is operated. And how does that feel?
That's unfortunate because, you know, Amber over here singing Kumbaya, Angela, I'm sorry, singing Kumbaya, and I know our name, and times she says it, we're over here saying Kumbaya because we want the same thing. It feels horrible because you won't have people who are determined to right side the ship and level the equity piece on this board. And it's going to take 8 months to a year just to learn what's going on the board. So that's that much more time that our children may fall further behind.
And go ahead, Angela.
Yeah, I just, you know, I respect what Kathy is saying, and I think at the end of the day, we may want to go about things in a different way, but we do all want the same things. We want all children to receive a quality education. And the reason the state has had to come in and take over, and I think you have to look at this in a larger sense of the bigger political picture, because the left writ large is freaking out about this, like across the board. Like Sheila Jackson-Lee was trying to get Biden to step in. And what you have is the left's one of their major planks of their platform is public education. So when we have the 4th largest city in America, the 4th largest district in America, going back to basics, getting back to standard civilized behavior so we can eliminate the chaos.
Eliminate the STAR test.
So children can learn.
I would love for you to elaborate on chaos, because you mentioned that a lot.
Okay, I think you know what chaos is. Goes on when there's lockdowns every other day on HIS campuses. But I'm not engaging in this.
And then we'll let
the point is this: when you take away the plank of public education from the Democrat Party, people are going to start to realize that they've been in control of public education. They've been in control of our cities. So again, I hope the left continues to double down on this. I hope they double down on gender ideology and woke everything and the failed public education system.
So before we end today, you got to give me a definition of woke. Like, I need you to give me like an actual textbook definition of what woke means, because y'all love that word and y'all will not explain it. So get back to that. Also, too, you're talking about like the left, and so I don't know why this is a partisan issue, because children, so let me finish, children everywhere need to be educated, but this statewide has been controlled by Republicans for decades. Literally our public education funding system went to the Supreme Court because of how poorly we fund schools. We literally take money from what seems like wealthy districts when HISD is not actually a wealthy district, because there's plenty of schools in HISD where 80 to 90% of children are on free lunch.
That's right.
Taking money from districts like HISD and spreading that money, and not to say that those other districts don't need that money, but it says a lot about a state like Texas that touts its business, it's business friendly. This is where people are coming to make money, that we are so low in per student funding.
That's right.
All right, and really quick, Lauren, let's bring in Carol Mimska. Do you think this is about politics? What do you think at the core is this about?
I think I know it's about politics. I don't think it's not about politics. It's about the Republican Party control the state House and the Senate. They have complete control now, and they are going to railroad these kids into this district that they have taken over. They are not going to. It's going to be just like North Forest. This is a minority district. Once they bust up HISD, then the governor can go ahead with his plan where they will have vouchers, and we'll be maybe like the state of Louisiana, and HISD will be broken up because they have already improved. And with them already improved, why are you taking them over? I could understand when the law was implemented, it gave you 5 years to get a school improved from failure to passing, but you got there, but it took longer than 5 years. And going through all the courts and the process that they went through, well, now they still want to take it over. But what can they do that HISD is not doing?
And we will see. Out of time. Thank you.